and welcome. My name's Mark the Guitar Guy. Now, it's been a long time since I've actually done some YouTube videos for you guys, so you've probably been missing me. I don't blame you. I'd miss me too. But the reason is I've been working with the Jamorama guys, putting together a whole bunch of courses for beginner guitar guys as well. So that's one of the reasons I've come back today, is we have a lot of questions to do with fingerstyle. Now, I'm currently working on a fingerstyle program for everybody out there with Jamorama. However, I thought what I'd do is just start off with a bit of an introduction for you guys out there that are really keen on fingerstyle. Now, you might notice the way I was playing fingerstyle there. There are hundreds and hundreds of ways of playing fingerstyle on guitar. Classical guitarists play very differently. If you notice, classical guitarists tend to be sitting like this with one leg up in the ground and their guitar is very close to their body and their hands are very high. But with the style that we're going to be doing, or at least the style that I know that I can teach you guys, is with a more of a folk style, sort of a cross between Chet Atkins and James Taylor sort of style, folk style with the right hand. Also, Mark Knopfler tends to do this style as well. But like I said, there's hundreds and hundreds of ways of doing fingerstyle. Some people like to play with little finger picks on their fingers. Some people like to play with fake nails, like James Taylor does. James Taylor uses that sort of style. And the style we're going to be doing and learning is the style which I call the thumb slap technique, which is this sort of. So what we're going to do is we're going to progress slowly towards getting to that stage where we can play this and any chord. So we just use the same picking pattern. Bit rough there, but and you can speed it up, slow it down, and it sounds cool. You can slow it down. It can be quite dramatic. We can speed it up. Quite full on, but really easy once it's programmed. Like all the stuff that I teach, it's about programming, making sure the right hand is sorted out. So today we're going to go right down to the very, very basics on how the thumb and the fingers are working together on the guitar itself. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is going to be making sure, and this is the hardest part of this, is making sure the thumb is straight, in a straight line, pretty much in a relaxed way, as if we're just doing like the thumbing sign for hitchhiking. We're just going to lie the thumb down on the strings. And with my palm, it's very close to the guitar. I'm not sitting up way up in the air. This is the common mistake for guitar players when they're learning fingerstyle, at least this style of fingerstyle, is they keep their hands and their fingers very straight and their wrist a long way from the guitar. You want your wrist, in my case, this way of the learning, we're going to have it nice and close to the guitar. Thumb in line with the strings. And then from there, your fingers are going to be in a clawing position, which means they're going to be together and just 3 fingers in a row. We're just going to be worrying about those 3 fingers to start with. In fact, might only be 2 fingers for a while, but just stick for 3 at the moment. We're going to put them in the bottom 3 strings. So the first finger's on the G string, which is the 3rd string. Second finger's on the B string, which is the 2nd string. And the 3rd finger is on the 1st string, which is the E string. So pretty much all 3 in a row. So I'm just going to put them in there as if they're grabbing the strings, okay? Now place your thumb on the 5th string, in this case the 5th string, which is the A string. Just place your thumb on that. Now what I want you to do is to squeeze the fingers and the thumb together so that the strings move. So the 5th string is moving down and the other 3 strings that the fingers are in contact with are moving up towards each other. So all we're doing is pretty much this clasping action. Now that's the actual action we want for our fingers. Naturally, the reason we do this is naturally your thumb moves up and down like this, no problem at all. And your fingers, the natural movement for the fingers is just like a come here motion. It's just like a come here. It's just quite easy, like a little wee inwards motion. The fingers don't naturally move in this direction. They just can't do it. So a lot of people when we're learning guitar will try and put their fingers more like this. See how my fingers are sort of like turned over? We're not this way, we're this way. So we can't play a note until we do this, which is horrible. You'll find you'll try to do that and it's very, very horrible. Put your fingers so that there's an angle to your hand and that's by having the thumb forward of your fingers. Okay, so what I'll do is go over a few little pointers for this. So you've got your thumb on the A string. It's in a line, pretty much in line with the string. We want our first, second and third fingers to be on the bottom 3 strings. However, when we do this, my eyes now are looking down at my hand and I can see my first 3 fingers and my thumb because my thumb is way in the background. But what does that do to my hand? That pushes my hand and my wrist high off the guitar. We want that to be low. The only way of getting that low with this position is to keep the fingers in line, but just let the thumb slide down the finger until it blocks the view of your fingers. So now when I'm looking down, it's quite frustrating because I like to use my eyes when I'm learning something, and I'm looking down, all I can see is my thumb getting in the way of my fingers. What you're going to do, and I guarantee you'll do this, is you'll move the thumb out of the way so you can watch those fingers doing what they need to do. That is not what we want. We actually want to block the fingers, have the thumb in front so we can't actually see those fingers. Now that's going to be super frustrating when you first do it, but that's number one lesson. So number one lesson is to get the fingers in the right position without even playing any notes. We just want that thumb to be way out in front of the fingers. We want the fingers to be in a place where they can naturally come towards the hand, pick towards the hand and play notes. And the thumb is just to fall down in a line, in a straight line. Okay, so that's basically lesson 1. I don't want to cloud you too much with too much information with that very first lesson. It's more of a tips and tricks to getting this correct. In the next lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on how to make that work and make some cool sounds. But just for now, remember, thumb in line with the strings, covering up so we can't see the fingers that are underneath it, but the bottom 3 fingers, the first, second and third, are all on those third, second and first strings, and then just pull the strings together, just clasp the strings together, and that's the only natural movement you should be doing. And once you've got that confident and it natural and the wrist is low, you'll be ready to rock for the next lesson.